Then what I did, I tried to encrypt with the smartphone sensing by using mobile application. So I compare UV result with the smartphone mobile application, the paint, the software by this color detection software. So so is so it's called a RGB value. I'm comparing with the RGB value with the UV value is more or less same. Okay, so is we extending our UV value to UV result to comparing with the smartphone the okay. Okay, this is the conclusion. So finally, we designing that molecular gold nanoparticle molecular colorimetric probe. Then we reacting with the exosome. Then by using UV instrument, we detecting the concentration or binding values. Then we incorporate with the smartphone. Okay. In future, going to more work we're going to do because we're going to try with the different exosome and a different condition. Okay. So this is the work currently recently we did, but still we doing some other work like that is work. You see, this is not like a 6 month or 1 year like a 2 months work. We need to clinical approval. I'm doing different kind of work with isolating exosome. We searching the exosome by using clinical patient. So that is a different work. Okay. Now, what is the condition now? The COVID-19, how we can relate it with the exosome with the COVID-19, because this is the exosome is very interesting with the COVID-19 also. You can see the exosome, the COVID-19. So people know, still people don't know how to find out the therapy for the COVID-19 because of we don't know exact biomarkers for this disease. Okay, what is happening? People saying they is reacting with the AC2 receptor, so is the protein protein. So there is a hidden thing. Okay, so still we're not finding real target or real biomarker for COVID virus. So now just you can think in future exosome related to COVID-19, the both are same properties, but that means exosome not a virus is a human made biomolecules. This is like different. This is virus, okay, but the property is more or less same. Like 50 nanometer, that is a 50 nanometer. The diameter of outside cell 100 nanometer. These are more or less same. What I'm trying to say, novel biomarkers. Okay, in future, I don't know how many people going to work with the COVID-19 by using this exosome research. But people are start thinking about this field because the exosome is I already discussed before. The exosome is containing some biomarkers. Just to think about now plasma therapy, COVID in recovered patient plasma therapy, some have success when compared to other chemical therapy or other vaccine. Okay, so now you can think something in the plasma. Okay, that's say I told you exosome contain plasma, serum, urine, or the bio fluid. Okay, so now I'm just thinking. Okay, take the plasma, recovered patient plasma, isolate the exosome. If we characterize the exosome, we can find out real fact, real biomarkers or some hidden biomarkers which is affected by COVID-19. So if you find the biomarkers for COVID infected, then you can design the new therapy. Okay. Without information, we cannot design the molecule. So this is a failure. The hydroxyquinone, the other drug molecule, HIV drug, they're using. The people are saying hydroxyquinone working this one because they don't know what is the exact biomarker for COVID-19 disease. Okay, we need to find out the exact biomarkers. Why, where is it happening? What protein is releasing, expressing? Okay, if we're releasing this protein or releasing the biomolecule, we can design the new drug therapy or even chemical drug. We can design. We can develop a new vaccine or whatever we can think like that. Without information, we cannot design any molecule. So people can work with the exosome, which sample collecting from COVID-19 patient. Okay, for example, plasma, recovered patient sample, like you can take the recovered patient plasma or serum or urine, try to find out even a recovered patient lung fluid. You take that lung fluid, isolate the exosome, try to find out the exosome biomarkers, or so you can find out new biomarkers for the future COVID-19 therapy. Okay, these are my some reference. Okay, now I'm trying to conclude my presentation. Okay, first of all, thanks to Dr. Preeti, giving this opportunity to interact with the young people. Now, this slide, now currently, South Africa. South Africa is one of the best country in Africa continent. It's a developed country. It's more into like European lifestyle. The country also is a developed country. There are a lot of higher education, very good for higher education. Is people think Africa is a very dangerous place, but not like that. I'm 10 years here. South Africa is the best place to live here. Um, Also, government supporting higher education and research, lot of funding they're providing. Now, recently, government opened the urgent call for NRF, COVID-related project like diagnostic therapy or statistics. So all the fields are open. So these are some funding agencies supporting to South Africa, like Newton Fund and the UK, Canada, everybody they're supporting to South Africa. So they're creating almost 90 million rand. It's almost, I don't know how much in quotes. They're creating funding platform. So you can apply, you can collaborate with the different people in South Africa. You can develop your research career. Okay. For young people who want to do PhD and postdoc, South Africa government giving some funding, external funding. Okay, you can apply funding from India. You can get that funding, so you can come to higher education. You can do PhD here. You can do your postdoctoral research here. Okay, so there is certain time is there. And now currently towards NRF doctoral program is open now. You can see now but sometime every year one time, like almost, I think February month, the NRF postdoc research call is open. So you can find out what time, what month they opening the funding. You can apply. You can, if you can come to South Africa. You can do research here. This place is very good for do research and develop your academic career. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any help from South Africa, not only for research, for education, any information or any help for you. Even some of my who I don't know, some friends will contact me for tourists. Sometimes they will, the place is safe or not. They will ask to me. I will explain all the things. Because I'm 10 years here, I like to share all the detail about this place. Okay. So any help from South Africa, please contact me. I will help you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for organizer committee. Any questions? Any questions?
Stop the screen share from your side. Just wait.
Okay.
Hello. Okay.
Yes. I'm getting some chat. Come on. If anybody have some question, please ask me. I can explain. Not only exosome, I can explain. any type of research.
Uh, Dr. Anand, is there
Yes,
any possibility to deliver more than 3 agents using nanoparticles?
more than
3 agents using the nanoparticles.
3 agent means.
The like in
Oh, three.
conversation. Okay,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, we can deliver. Depends upon the how you making functionalization.
okay,
Yes, we can do it, but we need the 3 agent. We need to make functionalization with the nanoparticle. Then we can deliver it like combination therapy.
okay. One more question I have.
Yes.
What about safety criteria? We should consider when exosomes stay in our body for a longer period of time.
Hmm. No, you see, this is a it's not like a toxic things. This is like how can I say, this is also like a cells, like a red blood cell, white blood cell. Exosome also is we living with the exosome is a transferring to our human body, is still in our human body, but it's not a toxic. Okay,
Okay,
because this is not a external, this is in techniques research field. Biochemistry people and molecular biology people, biotechnology people can involve exosome characterization like a diagnostic. So these are this field have a lot of opportunities. I supposed to share another one slide. The exosome based companies they starting up, lot of company, all the pharma company, they convert into exosome therapy, immunotherapy. In future is not a pharma company going to be there, but still future immunotherapy and RNA therapy, exosome therapy going to come out. Even the big pharma company, Pfizer, all the people converting to biotherapy, no more into chemical therapy. Chemical like a bioconjugate therapy. Okay, so exosome going to be a very big market in future. So we can think about, because our people, okay, we are done with the pharmaceutical industry, but now in the future biopharmaceutical industry, young people can think about biopharmaceutical industry, like immunotherapy, even RNA therapy, something like that. So the exosome now recently, I'm reading last 2 years, I'm reading about the exosome. All the big pharma company convert into exosome therapy concept.
okay,
Okay, not only therapy. See now, for example, now this is called a regenerative medicine, stem cells. The exosome also is one of the topic from stem cells. Okay, so in the future, regenerative medicine field is very important, like therapy, regenerative therapy. For example, now cosmetic product also coming, exosome cosmetic product. So, for example, our skin getting old, we people need to, the exosome therapy giving like a young. For example, people losing the hair, the exosome therapy giving grow the hair, because that exosome containing the is no the genetically how to grow, because everything based on genetical issue. Okay, so in future, exosome therapy, exosome diagnostic, exosome regenerative medicine is going to be a big market. You can see in Google exosome therapy company, lot of big company convert to exosome. Okay, so my advice is to give the young researcher, don't too much concentration on traditional. I mean the standard research with the modification chemical, modification of chemical synthesis. Try to consider of future immunotherapy or biotherapy, bioconjugate therapy. Okay,
so
these
you
are
are
my advice.
even you are working on cannabis also.
Yeah, that is cannabis is for we same thing. The cannabis also one project. We loading the for cannabis. We loading with the exosome. We delivering to drug therapy. Yeah, that is the cannabis is different. I work with moringa, our traditional plant moringa. Um, there are a lot of hidden things there. The plant have a lot of biomolecule. Yes, yes, yes,
The
yes,
same one, immunomodulator and anti-active, antioxidant activity. Dr.
yes,
Anand,
yes.
we have Dr. Babi with us. He's from
Hmm.
Malaysia, and before your session, he has taken.
Okay, okay,
I invite him also to join us in a panel discussion.
okay.
Babi.
Of virology, they helping us. Okay, so there are still South Africa's not all the people that they're not working. Whoever have BLC3 lab, they're starting the work project. Okay, so I'm working with the National Healthy Laboratory Service, which is the nationalized lab. Okay, look like a AIMS. Okay, India AIMS. This National Health Laboratory is every university they have one lab. Okay, so this lab have uh, high cabinet, specialty there. So even we designing the project without virology department help, we cannot do this project. So last month we had a meeting with the virology department head. So still they also they try to create ethics of setting this work, but they have lab facility PS3 lab, but still the virus is new, so we need to handle the virus properly.
So
So
have
now,
you have received.
yeah, sorry, the voice is breaking.
You have received the project grant, no, on COVID-19.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thanks, Dr. Anand, for a wonderful session. You have a chair here. The ethosomes are the next nano thing. Definitely, it is. Really, it's a very knowledgeable, and you have given elaborative, concise way by adding virtual videos so that all the participants will has understand how to develop the nanoparticulate system, how we can make the ethosomal system by using herbal as well, and definitely it will be very much helpful for the future also. And with moving towards our concluding ceremony, I'm just sharing the slide. Pharmaceutical Royal International Society, Brazil Foundation, take a privilege to present a token of appreciation and remembrance to Dr. K. Anand, who is the research scientist, NRF DSI Innovation Fellow, Department of Chemical Pathology, School of Pathology, University of Bloemfontein, South Africa. He has joined us in an advanced training program on ethosomes, the next nano thing, and really we learned a lot from his session. And with this word, I just wanted to say that without knowledge a man should never boast, rather be sparing of speech. So for this reason we have planned this our advanced training program, so that all the participants should learn something by the practical approaches. As we all know, learning experience are like a journey, since journey starts where the learning is now and ends when the learner is successful. And the end of journey is not knowing more, it's all about doing more. So for only for this reason we started advanced training program, and I really from bottom of my heart I thanks once again for joining us at Prism Foundation platform. And I would like to thank all the participants for giving their valuable time. And from day one, they are just waiting for the test series, solving each and every test series. And really, everyone has learned a lot. So thank you once again for coming in this platform. And definitely in future, we can join some activities, some more advanced program in a virtual way. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, sir.